So it says you're live.
Yep. We live 365. What up, everybody? It's your boy King. Yeah, we live, bro. We live. We live. 365. What everybody? Your boy King David, man. I'm here on the episode 5 of the For Real Show on the hottest, most pro-black channel that you could possibly get, Africonomy. Hold on, I'm getting some feedback. Your boy King David, man. I'm here on the episode 5 of the For Real Show on the hottest, most pro-black channel that you could possibly get, Africonomy. Hold on, I'm getting some feedback. There we go. I had to mute myself on a thing, man. I was getting echo. I was getting all disoriented. So what's going on, everybody? Again, let me just greet everybody again. Once again, my name is King David. We are live here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Episode 5 of the For Real Show. We are on Africonomy. All right. Africonomy, African economy is what we're looking to establish here. And that's what we all about. That's what we talk about. That's what this whole thing is about. And we got a good little show for you here today, man. We're gonna be talking about a few things. I'm here with my co-host P. P, say what's up to the people. Let them know who you are, what you do, and all that.
What's up? This is Reggie. That's pretty much it, man.
That's all you got, my boy. What the hell's that?
That's all I got. That's all I have.
Wow, man, it's some old bull last year. All right, everybody. Look, man, we got a good show ahead of you today, man. We're gonna be talking about some good stuff, man. We're gonna be talking about the Mars landing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about a few new movies that's gonna be hitting the stage soon. And we're also gonna be discussing Dr. Umar and his school. Actually, I believe he said it's set to open for a few conferences he's gonna be having soon. So we're gonna be talking about that, getting all the thoughts. Anybody who joins us, you're more than willing to go ahead and chime in. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get cooking, man. So first, let's start this thing off by just understanding. P, how was your week? God damn it. What did you do this week? How was your week? What happened? How's the family? What's going on?
Well, I mean, it was kind of hectic, man. Actually, it was like a COVID-19 scare. So yeah, it was
COVID-19 scare. You got to explain that now. You got to explain that. What the hell happened?
Well, some of the custodians that work at my job, they tested positive for COVID-19, and which was crazy because you know, usually I'm around them. Like they're kind of older and they're not computer savvy. So a lot of times when they have to do something like an email or training or something, they tend to ask me for help. And I come and I help them. It just so happened that this week last week I wasn't around them at all. And that's when they they caught the coronavirus. So between them and then another coworker in a different building, she she took it upon herself to get tested, and she received the positive test result. And then I happened to be around her that same day, and it was just crazy, man. We had to leave the building. People came in hazmat suits. It was spraying everywhere, but she got retested. It turned out that it was a false positive, so she was all right. I even went to get tested. That stick the thing all deep in my nose and everything.
Oh, yeah, that test is uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, it came back negative. So yeah, it's been hectic.
Well, that's good. I'm glad everybody's, I'm glad that it at very least you didn't contract it. You know what I mean? Speaking with somebody who was sick a few weeks back, I'm not sure whether or not I had COVID or not, but I can tell you for a fact, whatever I had, it was some bullshit. It had me in the bed with the shivers in the fetal position, man. And that's just it's just not a good feeling to have as a man, a grown man in the fetal position. There's just nothing cool about that at all. So, so I'm glad that you made it through that situation in one piece, and you know, and you could sleep like a grown man and not in the fetal position. So that's what's up, man. My week was not as hectic as all that. I actually had a pretty relaxing week this week. After me getting sick a few weeks ago, I'm still trying to work myself back into a nice little routine. I went to the gym a few times this week. Did some running, did some cardio stuff, and just planned out for the future. I did a lot of planning this week, and did some other stuff online and stuff like that. So just a lot of like strategic. It was a strategic kind of week. You know what I'm saying? Which is always good, because strategy strategy is the mother of reaching your goals. Having a plan. You know what I mean? So that was the kind of week I had, which was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to add else to the conversation, P? Before we go ahead and move on into our first topic.
I'm ready to get started, man.
Cool.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. That's what I'm talking about. So the first topic for discussion for today is Mars, bitches. You remember the Chappelle show when at the end when he did that little skit and the president was trying to like change the subject. They were asking him about the war in Iraq and everything. And he was like, look, y'all worried about the wrong shit. You're supposed to be worried about MARS. Mars, bitches. He was just changing the subject to some other shit. But that's actually the topic of discussion today. Mars, we had what the hell? The Perseverance? That's Perseverance? Is that what it's called? Am I saying this shit right? Perseverance. Rover yesterday. I thought it was today. It was yesterday. It landed yesterday on Mars. And it, according to a lot of people, this is a very monumental day. So give your thoughts on this whole situation, Pete. What do you think about the rover Perseverance landing on Mars yesterday? What does that mean for science? What do you think about it? Also, too, there's a lot of people out there who feel like it's a hoax. The flat earthers and things like that. Give your thoughts on all that.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a hoax. I mean, for me personally, it doesn't even really matter because this is not the first time that they've landed a rover onto Mars. So, I mean, what are they expecting to happen? I mean, they land the rover and it's gonna analyze, the soil and everything like they did before. So, I mean, to me, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. What do you think that the rover landing on Mars, what do you think that means to the scientific community? What does that mean for us as a society now that this rover has landed on Mars?
The only thing that I could say, well, that it may be beneficial to science is that this is probably the most expensive and most technologically advanced rover that they've ever created. So there'll probably be some different sensors and stuff, things that they couldn't analyze before that they'll have the opportunity to. That in itself will help scientists. Other than that, I mean, like I said, I feel like it's not really a big deal. I mean, people have been talking about Mars forever, and it's just, when they actually send a human being to Mars, then perhaps maybe that'll be, something worth talking about. They still got to figure out how to get somebody back on the moon if that even happens.
Yo, there's some flat earthers right now who are clapping their hands after you just said that. You know what I'm saying? I already know that for a fact. For me, I'm a very open-minded kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm things have to make sense to me in order for me to be able to take it in as fact or law. If it doesn't make sense to me, then it's not going to be law. It's not going to be a fact to me. It'll just be one of those things that a lot of it'll be one of those things that a lot of people feel like that's the case. But for me, it may not necessarily be the case. So in this case, I feel like, I feel like this is a real thing. I feel like this is a real thing. I feel like we can send a machine up there to Mars, and it's not the most impossible feat known to man. And just like P said, it's been done before, so this isn't the first rover, but this is a far more advanced rover than we've seen before in the past. So to me, how I feel like this impacts the scientific community, I feel like with this rover being on Mars and being able to collect the level of information that it's able to collect, I feel like the very next step will be sending somebody actually to the red planet and actually taking that step forward. You know what I mean? Because this rover is pretty out there as far as everything that it's going to be analyzing, and they're going to be doing all kinds of studies up there and things like that, and running all kind of simulations. It's going to be scientific heaven for them boys up there with that rover. So I predict the next step will be gearing up and sending somebody up there. You know what I'm saying? But you make a good point though. When was the last time that a human being made it up there to the moon? Like they're saying, you know what I mean? So I mean, there's so many questions, so little answers. There's a lot when it comes to space that just isn't talked about. And we don't want to take this into that direction, but unfortunately, when you discuss space, you kind of have to go there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The idea of extraterrestrials and the fact that after the moon landing, nobody really talked about anything that had to do with man going anywhere outside of Earth, that sort of thing. So, those questions are always going to be kind of with us. Any thoughts on that, P?
What, you mean like conspiracies?
Yeah, go. You can touch on that a little bit. Conspiracies, sure.
I mean, I don't know. When it comes to like outer space and stuff, that's the unknown. There's a lot of
conspiracy theories. I mean, I've been hearing it since I was younger. Religious people have their theories. The sky and above, they consider that to be the heavens and all types of stuff. Some people believe that aliens came and they created humans for the sole purpose of extracting the resources from Earth. I don't know. There's always been this I don't know, connection or fascination with Mars. I don't know. Like, even if they decide to have a manned mission, it'll be years before that even happens because, one, the atmosphere is not safe for humans. Like, there's no oxygen. So before they can land anyone there, they have to figure out a way. How can one, they get somebody there, and how can they breathe? So I think before they even send somebody to Mars, they'll try to set up something on the moon first, because it's almost the same. You can't breathe on the moon, so before they can even go to Mars, they're gonna do something. They're gonna try to do something on the moon first. I seen a couple of months ago that they were talking about putting cellular antennas on the moon so that their devices can communicate with each other, and then perhaps once astronauts finally land on the moon, they can set up some type of shelter there and they can have communication and things like that. I don't know. I feel like 10, 20 years from now, maybe.
What do you think? What do you think is the biggest reason that we haven't we haven't sent anyone else to the moon? Like, what's your speculation on why you feel like that hasn't happened? Do you feel like it's because of air, because of the fact that air is a big thing, or something like that? What do you feel like is the reason why we haven't been out there to the moon since, I don't know, 1960s, 70s? I don't know.
Well, uh, question we have to ask is, did it actually happen?
See, like you said earlier, we got a bunch of flat earthers who are probably gonna hear this. We're gonna be clapping their hands right now, snapping their fingers at the fact that you're questioning whether or not that happened. You know what I mean? But let's say it did happen. Let's say it did happen. Why hasn't it happened again?
That's a good question. Is it money related? It costs a lot of money, just thinking about that, and keep in mind, you know, growing up, that aviation aerospace is what I studied. Um, I was an aviation aerospace magnet student, but I always had those questions like, it costs a lot of money just to launch a spaceship out of our atmosphere into outer space. It takes thousands of gallons of fuel just to leave the atmosphere. So you mean to tell me they calculated all of the G-force, all of the fuel needed to leave the atmosphere, plus the fuel needed once they get to the moon, and they're getting ready to land on the moon. They're in its atmosphere, they're falling at a speed like close to, you know 900 miles per hour or something like that. They have to slow down the ship so that they could actually land on it. So that takes fuel to get there, fuel to land, fuel to take off from the moon, fuel to land back on Earth. That's a lot. I don't know. I don't know. That's They got to be awfully smart to do that.
Well, we just sent a rover to Mars, which is considerably farther than the moon. So I can't
Yeah,
imagine that trip would be that much more inexpensive than a trip to the moon and back. I can't imagine that it would be that much more cost effective to send a rover to Mars than it would be to send a few people to the moon.
it would be no, it would be more money because one, well, you send people into outer space. It costs more money because you have to have equipment that can sustain life. They need oxygen, so you need systems that can recycle the air that they have and generate oxygen. They need food. You know, they need they need proper sanitation uh, facilities. It costs more versus you having a machine. They have and keep in mind they spent billions of dollars on the machine. It's just that it's more risk when you have an actual human being inside, the ship versus a machine. And and even to land that machine, that used a lot of fuel. Like they slowed down when they came into Mars atmosphere. They slowed it down to 2 miles an hour before they can land the rover. That was the biggest risk for them. Like that's what they were terrified of. They was terrified that it was going to come into the atmosphere and it was just going to fall like a ball of fall and just blow up.
Mm.
So when it actually landed, it slowed down to 2 miles per hour, and then it landed. That's why they were celebrating.
Mm. I see. Well, I mean, you know, uh, first of all, that's wonderful. You know what I'm saying, that happened like that. I think it's just, you know, because if they did it in the 1960s, 70s, that's when the first moon landing happened, right? They had the systems to do it then. Why not do it now, even if it's for a few days? You know what I'm saying? Just maybe collect some samples and come back. You know what I'm saying? And maybe give people more of a graphic visual of what was discovered up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, why not do that? You know what I'm saying? Um,
they'll,
so
they'll
many
say it's
questions
because
though.
of cost. They'll say it's
Well,
because of cost.
well, you know, I suppose that would be, you know, you would think that that'd be a good reason, but I'm not really buying that, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? That just don't seem like the real reason. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is definitely a topic that could be talked about for hours in and hours on in and hours on out. You know what I'm saying? But we just wanted to give them thoughts on the Mars landing. I think overall, you know, just looking at this as someone who trusts the government and everything that they're feeding the public, just taking it as someone like at face value, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm not the face value type of person, but taking it at face value, this is definitely I believe is a huge milestone um, in the development or in the process of getting someone on that planet. And I think that there's a lot of things that we'll be able to learn from that red planet, you know what I mean, and bring back to our planet to advance technology even further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think something will happen in the future. Um, Maybe probably through private sector because I mean uh, through the last recent years, NASA they've been working very close to the private sector to get things done, and you know there's a lot of companies like you know Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He has a totally separate company where he's trying to get people into outer space.
Yeah, I heard
And
about that.
yeah, and I think it's called, I forgot what it's called, like Blue Origin or Blue Horizon or something like that. And Elon Musk is also trying to get people into outer space too. He actually works with NASA on different spaceship designs. Like I think they call it like SpaceX or something like that.
Mhm.
So if anything, think something will happen because of the private sector, because they see money. You know, they see money, they see opportunity, they see resources. You know, everything is limited. You know, everything is finite. So if they can get resources outside of Earth, then it's money for them.
Gotcha. Ultimately, we have no choice but to just kind of see what happens, and you know, it should be very exciting from this point on, though. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. Also, wasn't it Virgin? Didn't Virgin have a plane that was going out there, orbiting space? You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Taking people to space. That dude, what's his name? Richard Branson.
Richard Branson, he has a company. I think it's called Virgin Galactic or something like that, where they're trying to uh, where they eventually they want to offer commercial flights to outer space. So
Mm. You, as you can see, the you know, steps moving in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So you know, something tells me we'll know something finite for sure. We'll know something. We'll know something. We'll know
I'm,
something. Yeah, we'll know something real soon as far as what's going on with that.
I'm telling you, Gundam was ahead of his time.
This man just referenced Gundam. Shit is going downhill from here. I can tell you that right now. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and move the fuck on, man, to the next topic, man. We're gonna talk about a little bit of sports, man. So Super Bowl. We talked about the Super Bowl on the last episode of For Real Show. P gave his predictions, which actually ended up coming true. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now the Super Bowl champions after beating the Kansas City Chiefs. What are your thoughts on the Super Bowl, man? What do you think? How do you think the game went? What do you think about the new Super Bowl champions? And what do you think about Tom Brady getting his seventh ring?
I mean, it wasn't even really a challenge for Tampa. You know, they controlled the whole game. Um, I mean, I knew it because you know I felt like it was rigged. But I mean that's good for him. You know, he got his seventh ring. He didn't get there by himself. You know, it's a team sport. Uh, I'll give him credit with probably bringing that championship culture to Tampa. You know, because
sure.
a lot of times it's a mindset. You know, you can have players that they're physically fit and they're capable of getting to a championship, but their mindset is not really there. You know, so because he has that winning mindset, he was able to change the culture and thus get them to the Super Bowl and then get them over that curve.
Yeah, man, a great leader can do that. You know, a great leader can put you in those situations where, you know, you go from being a team that doesn't make the playoffs to a team winning the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Which is a huge jump. So, you know,
So
Tom Brady, man, after
it,
especially getting forced out of the Patriots locker room and ended up in Tampa Bay, I think it's a big deal for him to go ahead and get a Super Bowl ring the year after that happens. And this
yeah,
dude is like 43 years old, man. This is
it, it,
crazy.
it definitely looks bad for the Patriots organization and Bill Belichick because they made it seem like, hey man, you need to retire. It's time for you to go. He's like, I want to go, and
Well, you
look
know
where they
what?
at now.
I think a lot of people are saying that, like, like Bill was like, "Yo, retire." But I honestly think Bill was more so in the mindset of, "Hey, look, man, we ain't got the team for you, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got it right now. We not investing money in the right ways as far as getting the people around you that can win this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you just probably need to get up on out of here, my boy. And I feel like that's exactly what it did, man. You know, him and Bill kind of conspired to find him a team that had the weapons he needed in order to get it done. So I don't necessarily, after you spend that much time with somebody, I don't necessarily think that Bill was trying to force him out the door, but probably even helping him into a better situation. You know what I mean? Because they struggled the year before, man. They just didn't have it. They had no good receivers. Their defense was trash. It was just
Well,
trash all the way
they
down the
had
field.
they had Antonio Brown, but the organization got rid of him.
Yeah, Antonio Brown didn't. He played like 2 games or something for them, and then he was like suspended for the rest of the season. They didn't have nothing really for Brady. They didn't have nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could say their team is like okay, but they didn't have nothing to where they were going to be making a playoff run or anything like that. Not like the Buccaneers, not like those guys over there, Mike Evans and that other big receiver over there. I forget his name. And then you get Rob Gronkowski to come out of retirement, and then you got something Jones. I forgot his name. Jones. You get that running back out of USC. You know what I'm saying? You just have a lot of weapons on the offensive end. And then the defense, you got Levante David, you got Carlton, I forgot his last name. You got a bunch of defensive weapons that, enable you to just be strong defensively. And honestly, man, if you really want to if you really want to be factual with this whole thing, is
It's
it
the
Tampa
defense
Bay's
that really won
defense
it.
that won that game? Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you hold the best offense in football to 10 points? 10 points, that's all they score, right?
I
How do you
think
hold the
so.
best offense the best offense in football, you hold them to 10 points. You know what I'm saying? So all Tom Brady had to do was just not do stupid shit in order to get the win. But I mean, just like you said, instilling that winning mentality into an organization, that's a skill in itself. You know what I'm saying? But that's an indirect skill. Directly, it was that defense that ended up winning them the game and ultimately getting them to the promised land. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
I
man.
definitely agree.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on, man. We're gonna move all the way the fuck on to the next part of sports, man. We're gonna talk about the all-star rosters. They just announced the all-star rosters for 2021. They're gonna have this all-star game. Some names that we have on there. We got LeBron James, usual suspect. We got Steph Curry. We got Kawhi Leonard. We got Luka Doncic. We got who else we got on there? We got Jokic. So what do you think about the All-Star lineup this year, man? It doesn't look too different than it did last year. But what do
I
you think
mean,
about it?
to tell you the truth, I really don't even care that much for All Star, like the
Uh,
whole All Star game, the whole All Star week. I don't know. It's
I
not
mean,
the
I think
same.
at the end of the day, that's just entertainment, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is still an accomplishment for a player to make it to the All-Star game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So the fact that this is LeBron James's like 17th All-Star game, like that's crazy. The dude's probably been in the league. This is 17 years he's in the league, right? 17, 18 years.
Yeah, he's about
So
he's like 36 years old now or something like that.
yeah, so if you think about it, LeBron has been an all-star literally every year that he's been in the NBA, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so and then you got dudes like Kevin Durant. You see Kevin Durant on his side, he's another all-star. Kyrie is on there. That's crazy. You get Kevin Durant and Kyrie on the all-star team.
Well, Kevin
You know what I'm
Durant
saying?
don't need to be. He don't need to be playing. He's a risk. Only time
Hey,
he need to
KD.
play, make him play during the regular season, a couple, but save him for the playoffs because usually those Achilles injuries, man, they tend to haunt players.
Well, here's the thing. Kevin Durant came back into it, and he looks like Kevin Durant. No more, no less. He looks like Kevin
Yeah,
Durant.
he'll
You know
look
what I'm
like
saying?
because I mean, how tall is he? He's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, 7 feet
Who's
tall.
really gonna stop him? There's nobody to really stop him.
Facts. There's really nobody to stop him. When he pulls up from three, what the hell you about to do? That's what I want to know. What the hell you gonna do with a 7-foot dude that pulls up? And the thing about it is, he doesn't even have a set shot. KD has a jump shot. So he's not only is he pulling up and he has a high arcing shot, but he pulls up with that high arcing shot and he's jumping maybe about a good 2 feet in the air. Who's blocking that?
Yeah.
So usual suspects are in the all-star game. I think it's cool that they're having it. You know what I'm saying? We can kind of get back to a little source, a little sense of normalcy with everything that's going on with this whole COVID thing. It should be fun. It's always a little fun thing, you know what I'm saying? I was never a big all-star supporter person either. But it's still good that they're having it. That can kind of raise the spirits of everybody that's, that's gonna be involved and all that type of thing. Where they having an all-star game this year? Do you know?
We said where are they having it?
Yeah, it's in Florida. It got to be in Florida. It's either in Florida or in Texas, right?
Well, I don't know about Texas, given the situation that they're in now. Probably in Florida. It'll probably be in Orlando at the where they had the playoffs and stuff like that.
It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't figure it not being in Florida. Plus, Florida's just a spot, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Florida, man. Fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though I done left Florida, I'm shout out to Florida, man. Born and raised.
Florida, it's probably the population probably gonna grow, given the look at the climate, man. It's freezing everywhere.
Man, I don't know how people do it,
man.
I don't know how people do it.
It was like 80 degrees today, man. It's hot.
Hey, look, anything under 70 is some bullshit. I can't fuck with it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't, like I don't even know how people survive in weather like that. Anything that's under 70 degrees. So when I made that move from South Florida to where I am now, it was very much culture shock being in environments where it would get 50 degrees and 40 degrees. Even today, I think it's like 40 degrees, which is psycho to me. I gotta come out the house. I gotta wear hoodies. I gotta wear socks. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear socks. What type of shit is that? I gotta wear hats and you know what I mean? Like I gotta cover myself up. Otherwise, I'm gonna freeze to death. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? So, definitely culture shock, but even where I am now, I'm still south. I'm still in the south. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine being up north or in places like, Chicago and New York and stuff like that, or Texas, where you just like you know what I mean? You can see your breath and it's snow everywhere and you snowed in. I don't even know what that's like being snowed in.
In Texas, that's that's a rare occurrence of what they're going through right now. And I tell you the truth, I don't think that they were prepared. Well, one, the electric company wasn't prepared
Give me
because they didn't.
give me 1 minute, P. Go ahead and talk your piece. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, the electric companies weren't prepared. They didn't winterize none of the equipment, so that's they set themselves up for failure. I'm not too familiar with what are the regulations, the building regulations for the homes and everything, but because of the weather, it's so cold that the water is freezing in the pipes, and the pipes are bursting. I've seen on social media like there's a whole bunch of homes, apartments, just you just see water flowing out of the apartments. You know, it's bad. It's like only thing I can imagine is like, say, for example, if a hurricane was coming in to South Florida and nobody went to the grocery store, nobody put boards up or anything like that. It's like everything just looked unprepared. You know. Can't hear you.
Here we go. Okay, all right, we back. God, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, everything you said is facts. You know what I mean? I'm pretty much assuming that you said fuck the cold weather. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that that's pretty much what you said.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Cold, man. Look, man. When we went to, I thought I was cold when we went to California.
Yeah,
we went to
man,
California and we was going over that bridge.
They was calling that nice. They was like, oh yeah, that's nice weather. What?
Man, that was like 20 degrees. What the heck?
Yeah, man. It was people out there wearing cargo shorts and flops. I'm like, man, y'all must be crazy. I'm like, this is unacceptable. This is why I live in Florida, because this right here is unacceptable. I can't deal with it. Fuck all that. I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Florida one more time, man. All this snow and all this, nah, bro. That's not how we get down.
We're black. We're not meant for cold weather like that.
Ain't no damn Eskimo. I'm not gonna be. I can't. No, I don't want to live in no igloo and shit like that. I'm sure that's how the states live, in igloos. I feel like y'all got probably a complexes of igloos y'all live in with all this damn snow. But
I'm sorry, but I saw one thing on the news and I couldn't help but think, like, what the heck? That ain't make no sense. This white lady was like, the food in my refrigerator spoiled. I'm like, how? She said it's spoiled.
Don't put that shit outside on the porch. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put that shit on the lawn. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no reason why you should have spoiled food when you in 20-degree weather. My refrigerator ain't even that damn cold. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you could probably go ahead.
In most restaurants, for them to pass the health inspection and stuff, as far as for cooling food down, the refrigerator has to be like around 40 degrees or something like that. So,
that is where we
go stick that in some snow.
That is where we fail. That is where we fail, 100%. Like, no. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this weather's crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and move into the next topic, man. And the next topic is we got a few movies that we need to talk about real quick. You know what I'm saying? We got a few movies that we need to talk about real quick. But before that, let's talk about our business of the week. Let's talk about what type of business. P, I'm gonna need you to recommend one type of business that the people can get into that would be a good little money maker for them in 2021. What would be a good little business for the people to get into and be a good little money maker for them right now?
Okay. Rhythm spoons.
Oh man, here we go with this shit, bro. I just knew shit was gonna go left. I just knew it. Go ahead. Go ahead. I just something you paused real quick, and with that little pause, I was like, "Oh, you thinking about some bullshit." I could just tell. Well, go ahead. Give me an idea. What would be a good little idea for the people to go ahead, take into the new week, and maybe think about, you know what I'm saying? Let me look into that, see if I can make some good money doing that.
Well, I mean, given that it's a pandemic, I would say, they could try selling books. They could go to Salvation Army or whatever, and they could buy old books and try to resell them online. That should make some money.
I know a few people that do that.
Any type of e-commerce business, I would probably recommend in a time like this.
E-commerce,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say hair, because hair, everybody sells hair.
Why would you even go there with this shit? I don't even get it. Hair. Well, go ahead.
I mean, there's different businesses. I mean, do what you love.
Do what you love. Right. But look, what we're looking for in this segment is we want a nice little money making thing. You know what I'm saying? Something where, the people can kind of get into and they can do it. Maybe they can look into it and do it. Like for the people who may not know what to do, but they know they want to be an entrepreneur. They know they want to start some type of business. They know they want to do something. Give me something that maybe the people could do. And you know what I'm saying? You said sell books on Amazon, right? Buy some old books.
Amazon, eBay.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the people that heard that, you can get you some old books from Amazon. You can get them from Amazon and eBay, because remember, a lot of the people that sell stuff on Amazon and eBay, they're regular people like me and you, and sometimes they don't know the value of all the stuff that they're selling. 9 times out of 10 that they do, you know what I'm saying, because they are online, they are tech savvy, but sometimes they don't. So a lot of times you could just go online and just look at certain things for sale, do your own research, and calculate your own value on whatever that is that you found online, and buy it and then resell it. You can even find a buyer before you even purchase it. You know what I'm saying? So you could take that picture, take that ad, flip that around, put your own price tag on it, maybe for a little bit more, and then go ahead and as soon as you get a buyer for that, purchase it online, and then just go ahead and sell it off like that. You could even do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you can do like what the people I know who actually do that kind of businesses, they go to like places like Goodwill, they go to um Salvation Army, they got like thrift stores around the area, local thrift stores, and they find books that way, because a lot of times, not a lot of times, that's people throwing away stuff. So a lot of the people that's throwing away stuff, they do it for whatever reasons, and sometimes there's some real valuable stuff in there. So you can really come up on some good stuff and turn around and sell it. Now, a lot of these little places are getting kind of smart, like the Goodwills and stuff like that. So a lot of times before they put stuff back up for sale, they'll go ahead and figure out the value of it first. You know what I'm saying? Before they put it back up on the shelves. But you can still find little things here and there. It's still something that you could put a little time into and make some money. So yeah, that's a good idea right there, P. I got my own idea for you. For the people out there looking to make a little bit of money here and there, start you a valet trash business, man. Hey, valet trash is a nice little business that you can get into. Very low startup, you know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things where it doesn't take a whole lot of experience and knowledge and know-how in order to get into it. You can and it's just a matter of grinding it out. And I know we got people in the community that be grinding. So, you know what I mean? Go ahead and start you a little valet trash business. Go ahead and build you a little website. You know what I'm saying? After you build you a little website, you know what I mean? You don't need no special permits or anything. You could probably get a business license from the city, but you don't need no special permits or anything like that. So you build your little website, you get your little LLC, you know what I'm saying? And after that, you just making phone calls to different like multiplexes and things like that wouldn't mind you're having your services, what I'm saying, valet trash services. And then what you do is, you get them to meet with you, whatever type of way, you drop a little proposal, in order to sell them on the idea of having your services as a valet trash vendor. And then, a lot of times if it's a service they were looking for, or maybe it wasn't a service that they weren't looking for, and you convince them to have it as a service, you just came up on a sweet little deal for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you have a multiplex unit that has maybe like 300 units in there, and you charging each unit like $15, imagine how much money that is per month. You know what I'm saying? 300 times 15. That's a nice little chunk of change for you. Now, mind you taking out trash once a week, twice a week, whatever your service offers, but that ain't a bad little gig for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little business for today. Valet trash. So P's talking about reselling books on Amazon. I'm talking about valet trash. Those are our businesses for today. P, you want to add anything to my little business that I mentioned?
I mean, I definitely think it's a good idea, given the time that we're in, coronavirus and people wanting to sanitize, people want sanitary environments. That could be something good. They won't have to, especially if it's like an apartment complex or condo or something, they won't have to walk to the, usually there's like a master trash bin that they have to go to. They won't have to walk there. They could just leave their trash outside and then have somebody to come pick it up for them. Some people don't even want to leave their house. They don't want to step foot out their house because it's a pandemic. So that's something that I could see people wanting to use.
Absolutely. Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't. I go too far sometimes. But yes, that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is we're going to talk about some movies. We're going to talk about some movies, a few movies that are going to be coming to theaters that I want to see, you want to see, we all want to see. So let's talk about it, man. P, let me just ask you before I talk about the movies I want to see. Are there any movies that are coming out right now that you want to see in 2021?
I don't know what
Or
movie
soon.
is coming out. With the exception of like Coming to America.
There we go.
I think that's coming out.
Now you're talking. Coming to America. Yes, sir. Coming to America 2. Let's talk about that for a moment, man. Coming to America 2, man. The first Coming to America was a classic. It's one of those movies you could watch 150 million times back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? And still laugh every single goddamn time. Coming to America, talk about your experience watching that movie. What do you think about what is your experience with the first Coming to America? And then go ahead and move on to your thoughts about Coming to America 2. What do you think about that? How do you feel like it's going to be? And are you going to be watching it?
Well, I mean, Coming to America in itself it's a classic movie. I watch it. I probably watch it at least once every 3 months or something like that. It's one of my favorite movies. And I even use, like, if you ever see me on social media and stuff like that, with the GIFs, I use a lot of Coming to America GIFs because it's that funny.
Chocolate. Nobody.
That boy good.
Yeah. Good and terrible. We could probably go through all the lyrics of the first one. You know what I mean? That's how many times we watched it. And here's the thing, man. Here's when you're getting kind of old, right? Here's when you're getting kind of old. When you talk about movies that these kids don't like, these kids now, they don't know about Coming to America. They don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about no Coming to America. I was talking to somebody the other day, man, and I made a sexual chocolate reference. They were like, huh? What was the actual reference? Hold on, I gotta remember. The reference was and you can't take away my dignity. I broke it all the way down. And then, afterwards I was like, that's a chocolate. You know what I'm saying? And she's, huh? What are you doing? So confused. She was so confused. She didn't get what the fuck was going on. And I'm just like, that's, that's all me. I'm getting old. That's really what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because Coming to America, how old is the movie?
Oh man, I had to. Was he even born when that movie came out? No.
I feel like it came out like 1990 or something like that, or maybe even 87 or something.
When did it come out? Let's see. First one. Man, yeah, that movie came out in 1988, man.
1988. See what I'm saying? So they don't know nothing about no damn Coming to America, but it's you know, it's cool that you know, now part two's coming out, and now the kids who didn't know about Coming to America, now they could kind of like
Go back and watch it.
they can experience that. They can experience two and then see what happened in two, and then kind of based on that, maybe they'll go back and watch one, and then one can kind of get the love and attention that it deserves as a classic, because that shit is a classic. If you haven't watched Coming to America, goddamn, turn this shit off. And I would never tell you to turn me off. Turn this shit off and go watch Coming to America, because clearly you missing out on life. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So,
But what are your thoughts about Coming to America 2? Do you feel like it's gonna be a good movie? Do you feel like it'll be a good, bad? What do you like? What do you not don't like? And are you gonna watch it? Pretty obvious at this
yeah,
point.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably I have Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna watch it. But I don't think it's gonna top the first one. But I think it should be interesting though. I think it'll be good. They have most of the cast is returning to it. They even
So dope.
have they even have new people, like they have Wesley Snipes in it as well. So I mean, it should be interesting. I think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be better than the first one, but I think it's gonna be real good though.
I feel like it's gonna be better than the first one. I don't know why. But that's see, and here's the thing, right? If I feel like it's gonna be better than the first one, then I feel like it's gonna be legendary. I feel like it's gonna be legendary, but it's like I say that, but at the same time, like that's why I kind of feel like my heart is gonna be broken a little bit by it, because you can see my expectations are really high for this second movie, but the level the of greatness that the first movie was, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be hard to top. But I feel like Eddie Murphy went into the creation of this movie with that in mind. Like, I'm gonna do better than the first movie with this second one. I feel like that was, you know what I mean, that was the whole intention of doing a part two. Because I don't think I think for the longest time he didn't want to do a part two because, you know, he didn't have a good enough script. He didn't feel like it was good enough to do a part two. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know, because I feel like they was throwing money. I heard rumors of them throwing money, you know, at him, trying to get him to do a part two. And he was like, nah, I don't like none of these scripts. I don't like none of these scripts. And then, you know, years later, he found something that he really likes and feels like that this is something that can really align with the quality of the first movie, either that or surpass it. So my expectations are way up for this part two movie. I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about it. Just like Pete said, they got all the original cast, for the most part, even some new people up in there. I'm excited to see I hope Sexual Chocolate is back in the second movie. There's some people in there in the movie that I'm really hoping I in the second movie. Sexual Chocolate being one up. You know what I mean? The band is Sexual Chocolate. The dude's name was what was the dude's name?
I can't remember.
Something Randy Watson. There we go.
Mm.
Randy Watson. So I'm looking for Randy Watson to be in part two, man. I think if he's in there, that would make the whole damn movie for me if Randy Watson was just in there. But other than that, I just think it's gonna be a phenomenal movie, and I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? Any other thoughts on Coming to America 2, P?
I recommend people go out. Well, not necessarily go out if you have a movie theater open, but I mean, you know, you can stream it online as well.
Stream it online on Amazon Prime. Now I'm waiting on that check, Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Gave y'all a plug. I'm gonna need some money. Goddamn.
Yeah.
But yes, sir. So Amazon Prime, we're gonna be watching Coming to America. There's another movie that I'm excited for. I'm not sure if you know about this, P. I'm not sure if you know about this movie. Mortal Kombat 2021. There's a new Mortal Kombat that's gonna be coming out.
I saw the trailer. I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know if it's gonna be better than the other ones, man.
Okay, so first of all, the second Mortal Kombat movie was booty ass cheeks. That was the second one. Okay, the first one was a classic. All right, I fucks with the first one, but the second one was kind of crazy. I kind of cringe a little bit watching the second one because they got a new rating, and you know what I'm saying. Usually, when they get new like uh cast members, it's kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean. It hurts a little bit. It's like a punch in the gut because the first rating was so good that the second one you just kind of like, man, what am I doing here? But yeah, you say you don't think it's gonna be as good as the first one. Talk to me about it about that.
Well, it's a huge change. So I mean, honestly, I don't know. I wasn't too impressed with the trailer. I did like the who they have playing as Scorpion. That character, it seemed like might be good. I seen they had the guy playing Jax, how he lost his arms. He was trying to fight Sub Zero, and he froze his arms. I'm like, I don't know, man. Just those type of movies, you know, they could be good or they could be bad. But ever since watching the live action Street Fighter movie and Dragon Ball Evolution, I don't get excited for those type of movies anymore.
Can we just give a moment of silence for Dragon Ball Evolution? That
That's the
was the
worst movie
worst
that
movie ever in history.
ever created. Like it's terrible, terrible, terrible.
Like, like everybody was who was on that set, who was involved in development of that movie, who anybody who had anything to do with that movie needs to just dive off a cliff. Like that movie was fucking terrible. Like I don't even understand like how like how could you make a movie that terrible? Like why would you even put that out? Okay, so here's the thing, right? You could make a terrible movie, right? Like you could make a terrible movie, but then after you watch it and you're like, because you know you're you know you're gonna be watching it like this, right? So at the end of the movie, you watching it and your hand is like on your forehead, and you're a little stressed out because watching terrible movies stress you out. Like,
But
why would you say, all right, let's green light, let's go with this? Why would you say that? Who did that? Like, who did that to the public?
man, I'd rather go watch a Vin Diesel movie than go watch Dragon Ball
Oh
Evolution.
wow.
It's that bad.
Damn. Hey, Vin Diesel. Hey, so like, first of all, this generation, I feel like really likes Vin Diesel. I feel like they really fuck with Vin Diesel, this generation. But like, our generation ain't fuck with Vin Diesel at all. You know what I'm saying? He did some epic Fast and Furious and Chronicles of Riddick and stuff like that. But he was always the same person in all those movies. You know what I'm saying? Which
Chronicles of Riddick, man, it don't even make sense. It's like
it's
it's
crazy.
not even the storyline isn't related to each other. Like what the heck?
Hey, what's another confusing movie? Have you ever watched The Book of Eli with Denzel? Denzel did that movie, I think. The Book of Eli.
That wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie.
That shit didn't make no sense to me at the time. I was like,
Well,
what just happened? What?
no, it makes sense. It's a good movie. He's blind.
He's blind.
He's blind. The the main villain was scouring Earth looking for a Bible because he wanted to use the Bible to control people. Because the Bible was a powerful book, it's influential, and he wanted to use the Bible so that he can, maintain his control. And Eli had a Bible, so he went after Eli to get the Bible from him. But in the end, he was unsuccessful because the Bible was written in Braille, and the only people that reads Braille are blind people. And Eli, he memorized the whole Bible.
Mm, okay. Okay. Do you remember how the movie ended?
Yeah, he laid down on the couch. He laid down on the couch, and They made it to the, I guess, some type of Smithsonian type place that the guy who was trying to meet, and he laid down on the couch, and the guy was sitting there recording everything that he said. So he started from Genesis all the way through the Old Testament, New Testament, because he remembered the entire Bible word for word.
I just remember being hella confused after watching that movie. Now, mind you, I was probably like 13 or 14. So my understanding at that level was probably, or at that age was probably minimal, but still, I remember being hella confused. But you know what I'm saying? But what was the original? What were we originally talking about? I lost my whole train of thought. We were originally talking about what?
Mortal Kombat,
Mortal Kombat, but after that, we were talking about
Dragon
Chronicles of
Ball
Riddick. That's what
Evolution,
you're talking about.
Dragon Ball
You,
Evolution, and
Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick. So yeah, you know what I mean. Ultimately, I'm excited for the new Mortal Kombat movie. At very least, you can look at those graphics and get hype about. They definitely put some money and some effort into this movie. I
I
can
mean,
see that for sure because everything looks
watch
fluid.
it. I'm gonna watch it, but
Let's see how
my
they do the plot.
expectations is not high.
Let's see how they do the plot. It's it's very easy to make movies like this cheesy.
Like they do
But
with
at
all the
least
Tekken movies, man.
it's very easy to make movies like this cheesy, but it looks like they put money and effort into everything else outside of the plot. The graphics that we're looking at look good. All the computer stuff, everything looks great. It looks visually pleasing is what I'm trying to say, at least. You know what I'm saying? Is there any substance behind the visually pleasing things that we see on the screen? That remains to be seen. But I like what I'm looking at so far. Looking at so far. What's your experience with Mortal Kombat ultimately, man? You play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. What was your favorite character on Mortal Kombat?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero is the man.
Sub-Zero, between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Get over here.
Yeah, those are the two most iconic characters. But I used to kick people ass with Liu Kang.
Because of the bicycle kick as well.
Hell yeah. Whoop on people ass with Liu Kang. And another
Raiden used to glide through the air,
Raiden, that was another one I used to whoop on people's asses. I used to spam that little gliding thing. People used to get mad and want to fight me after the game. You know what I mean? After the little fight. Like they want to fight for real afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
You use Raiden, you use Raiden to fly towards me, then I would use Sub-Zero and I'd do a backflip, ice clone. Boom, you trapped. Hit you with the uppercut. Boom.
Man, that shit don't work on me, bro. Because first of all, Raiden can like teleport. So I used to spam that too. So I'll teleport in front of you, teleport behind you, hit your ass with the glide thing, teleport in front of you, hit your ass with the glide thing, and then teleport to the other side of the screen, strike you with lightning, teleport right behind you, hit you with the glide thing again. I used to spam that shit, boy. Boys just want to fight me afterwards. You know who another one who I used to fuck with real heavy, real heavy. I used to love playing with this dude, and it was super fun playing with this dude. Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung was my nigga. Because Shang Tsung could be anybody who you wanted him to be. You wanted him to be Sub-Zero for a minute, he could be Sub-Zero for a minute. You want him to be Scorpion for a minute, he could be Scorpion for a minute. Shang Tsung was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Shang Tsung was that dude. It was real, And then like what was most rewarding about Shang Tsung is, he could kind of like learning all the people to transform into, because Mortal Kombat ain't the easiest game. So like for Raiden, maybe it might be down for Raiden or something like that. And then you get all Raiden moves or whatever. But it was some people in there who he transformed into that was a little harder. So like trying to learn how to transform into those people and stuff like that was super cool. You know what I mean? So, this is a hella nostalgic moment for me, this new Mortal Kombat movie. Also, too, the first Mortal Kombat movie that came out, I begged my sister for years on top of year. Well, it felt like years. It was probably more like days. But I begged my sister for a long time to take me and my younger brothers, or my younger brother and my older brother, to go see this movie. How important it was, and she took us, and it was. I remember it being like the best day of my life at that age. It was the best thing ever. So a lot of good memories with Mortal Kombat. I watched that first movie, loved the first movie. You know, what I mean, it was iconic to me. Played all the games. So this, like I said, this Mortal Kombat game thing that's going on, this new movie that's coming out is super special to me. Can't wait for it.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
We'll see. We'll see.
We will see. Yes, sir. Real quick, man, we're gonna touch on the fact that oh, not real quick, but let's touch on this real quick. You know what I'm saying? I speak English too. Serena Williams recently lost to I forgot her something Osaka in the Australian Open. Thoughts on that, P? Let's talk about that real quick on the next.
Well, I mean, she's how old is she? She's like 39 years old. She had a good run. But the Osaka girl, she's very good, man. She looked up to Venus and Serena Williams growing up, and she learned. She learned their style, and it's unfortunately that's what it is. It happens. Boxers eventually, boxers, they go undefeated, and then eventually, if they keep fighting, they're going to find somebody that can beat them.
Facts.
That's just a part of life.
It happens, but it's still sad. You know what I'm saying? Serena Williams has been on top of been at the top for so long.
She's still
So to see
whooping
her-
everybody else, but that girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that girl seems to be her kryptonite, you know what I mean? But shouts out to that girl, man. She's like 17 or something. She's like crazy young, my boy. She probably don't even she definitely ain't see the first Coming to America.
She's
You know what I'm
23.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
she's 23.
23.
Yeah.
I remember her being younger than that. Wasn't it another girl who was like 16 or something who was doing the professional opens in tennis? Isn't that the same girl?
I don't know.
Well, 23, they're still hella young. She still never seen the first Coming to America. You know what I'm saying? Like, she still never seen it before. So, I ain't worried about that. Not at all.
Yeah, she's Haitian and Japanese.
Haitian and Japanese. That's
They gotta mention she's Haitian because people want to quickly say, oh, Japanese, and I don't want to mention anything that's dealing with blackness. They tend to put that in the back burner, like Kamala Harris. She's
like Kamala Harris.
Asian American, Indian American. Well, but when she was running, black woman, I'm black. They had her on the campaign trail, standing in line to eat fried pork chops.
And wow.
She kept telling people she went to Howard and stuff like that. Oh, but let her get elected now. Oh, Asian American, Indian American. And with this Osaka girl, because she's winning.
She a real one. She talking about.
Keep telling people she's like, I'm Haitian. Even though, Japan, they're all supporting her and stuff. They only support me, in my opinion, they support her because she's winning.
Yeah. Facts. They definitely supporting her because she's winning. If she wasn't winning, they wouldn't be supporting her. Period. You know what I mean? So,
He'd be like, oh, no, girl, you're Haitian. You know Japanese, you Haitian.
Actually, if she lost, she'd be Haitian real quick. Facts. You ain't lying about that at all. You know what I mean? But it's just good to see a young black girl doing her thing, you know what I mean, and competing at the highest level of her craft and doing the damn thing. That's impressive. At 23, what the hell was I doing at 23? I don't shit. You remember what you were doing at 23?
At 23,
Yeah, what we doing at 23?
working at Sears.
Woo! He was working at Sears. I think I was working at like Comcast or some shit. I think I was doing something like that. Yeah, man, at 23. So it's very impressive to see somebody, you know what I mean, come that far at such a young age. And but again, the highest level of her craft and be successful and beat somebody like a Serena Williams, who's like a legend in the sport. So that's super, 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 super dope. And did she actually win the Open, P? Do you know if she won the Open or did she just advance to the next round?
Um, Actually, I have to look that up because, I tell you the truth, I wasn't even keeping up with tennis like that. I don't think it's. I don't think it. I think she went to the next round. I think it's the last round.
Think she went to the
So I think
last
she
round?
has. Yeah. So let's see here. I think she has one more person that she has to beat. I think she has to play against some woman named Jennifer Brady.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case. You know what I mean?
She
Wish
got
her
it.
nothing but the best of luck. Wish
She
you
got
nothing but
it.
the best of luck. Hey, I hope so. You know what I mean? That'll be super dope. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the last topic of the evening, okay? Which is we're talking about Dr. Umar. Apparently, his school is supposed to be hosting conferences, I believe, next week. There's a bunch of different conferences that are supposed to take place soon. And we're going to, kind of give our thoughts on it, the whole school situation, where he's at with it, what's going on, and that sort of thing. So, P, go ahead and start off this conversation. Dr. Umar will be hosting events at the school. Give your thoughts on it.
He said he's going to do it next week.
I believe next week, yes. Next week, he's supposed to be
Uh,
hosting a few conventions at the school, the Marcus Garvey Elementary School.
oh well, I mean, congrats to him. I think a lot of the issues that he run into with people not donating and stuff is because they want to see, like, when is the school going to open, because he's had the property for what, like 2 years now, and it hasn't opened up yet. So even before he acquired the school, people were critical when it came to him, and they had their suspicions, talking about, oh, he doesn't really have a PhD or anything like that. So I think when he opens up the facilities, that's going to shut a lot of people up. So I mean, all the power to him. I mean, that's good. I've seen some videos, of them, painting the school, and it looks like he has electricity. So I mean, that's good. It's making steps forward to the right direction. What do you think?
Um, Absolutely. I mean, I agree with you. I feel one thing that I've observed is Dr. Umar gets a lot of hate, like a lot of hate, like an unnecessary, like I mean, a super saiyan amount of hate, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
well, when
wow,
you don't have a popular opinion, it's just gonna happen.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I don't have a
that's
popular opinion about a lot of things. I just don't I don't say nothing. But
yeah.
you know, if somebody asks me, then I'm gonna be truthful about it. But nobody asked me, so hey.
Absolutely. And if you're gonna get hate for something, I might as well be hate for your opinion. And and I think that's very true. Gets a lot of hate for a lot of the stances that he takes on certain subjects. But if that's what he feels it is, you know what I'm saying? Again, you can't hate somebody for their opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I've just observed that he gets a lot of hate, and it's just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, where does all this come from? And then a lot of hate comes from, what I mean, from brothers and sisters and stuff, like, what I mean, that
Yeah.
like me and you. So it's just like, it's definitely an unnecessary amount. Is Dr. Umar perfect? Absolutely not. Is the whole school project that he's working on perfect? Absolutely not. could have been better. I'm sure he could have did some things differently that would have allowed him to be able to open up the school a lot sooner and do things a lot faster and just be overall more efficient with what the hell he's doing. But based on what I can see, the school has been purchased or rented or whatever you want to call it, because I remember when you first purchased the school, a lot of people were talking about the fact that it was a rental, like he was actually leasing it. And it's been 2 years now. So, I mean, maybe it's a commercial lease. Commercial leases are long-term leases, but whatever you want to say, he acquired the school and is working on the school and is attempting to open the school. So you can see that he's moving in a positive direction, whether it be slow and steady or whether it be quick and messy, whatever the case is, you're looking at it and it's progressing. So I mean, I just think that more of us need to just give props what props is due. We got a lot of people in the community who just don't want to admit when they're wrong. And I think this is about that point where you would admit where you're wrong. Again, it's been 2 years since he acquired the school. So, 2 years of holding on to a school that you plan on not doing anything with, I don't see that happening. I'm sure that something's
Yeah,
going to come out of it.
it don't
You know
make
what I'm
sense
saying?
because he's at the amount of attention that he gets. People say, "Oh, he's scamming people, he's scamming people." That would be career suicide if he was to scam people. With the amount of attention he get, where could he go that people wouldn't know who he is?
Yeah,
You would have to
it's true.
almost have to be mentally ill to try to scam people when people look. It's to the point where you go on social media, you go on Twitter, they make memes out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I saw what was it? That was the Bust It challenge
Mm-hmm.
where they
Yeah.
have girls, they're dressed like they're around the house, and then all of a sudden, the camera switches, and then they dress like how they would be at a nightclub or something. There was one with a white woman, in it, and before the camera switched, it switched to Umar. It switched to Umar.
The internet is undefeated, that's for sure. The internet is 100% undefeated. But it's like, that's clown shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Well, I'm just saying that to say, like, he couldn't at this point in time. It's impossible from him to disappear. You know.
facts.
So I
Like,
don't think he's scamming people. You can't
one hell of a
scam people if you can't say that that if you donate you can use that as a tax deductible. You can't tell people that if it's not true, because
mhm.
that will attract the wrong kind of people. That will attract the feds and stuff like that. You don't want that drama.
Let's not pretend Umar's not black either. Like, honestly, we don't get passes like that to be able to scam millions and millions of people and nothing happen as a result of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the Red Cross, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. So, like, it's just important, that people kind of like look at what's being done and just kind of just draw your conclusion based on that. Am I do I agree with everything Umar does and says or anything like that? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I can respect what he's doing, and I can see the progress, what I'm saying, over time and stuff like that. Um, and all you could do is just, like I said, give props what props is due. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And supposedly it's supposed to be some conferences next week. Let me see if I can get some information about them. Some conferences next week. I was just looking at it, so now I'm gonna go back to it. Mhm.
Okay. First ever parent and staff faculty. Oh man, hold on, man. I didn't mean to play the video. Shit, fucking up now. Well, go to his page, his Facebook page, Dr. Umar Ifantunde, in order to get more information about the things that he's actually doing. I don't have all the information here now, right now, without taking up too much time. But there's a few things that's supposed to be taking place next week that I think the people may want to, even if you don't want to get involved, pay attention to and see what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying? And kind of draw your conclusions from there. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. But with all that being said, that brings us to the end of the show. We're about to go ahead and close out, P. Anything you want to wait before we get to that? Make sure you like the channel, Africonomy channel. Again, I am King David, and it is P here. This is episode 5 of the For Real Show. We can go ahead and close it out. P, is there anything that you want to say to the people before you leave us? Give us something impactful, something that we can take and put in the bank. You know what I'm saying? We need something like that to close out.
Something to take and put in the bank. Oh man, you put me on the spot right there. I would just say, pay attention to the news. Be wise with your spending. I don't know if you noticed, Bitcoin is doing really good right now. It's at the highest that it's ever been. So that might be something you might want to invest in too. It's like 55,000 right now. Yeah, so I mean, invest in that.
Yes, sir. Bitcoin's doing well. I'm not a huge Bitcoin person, but I can respect the hustle, the Bitcoin hustlers. I know a lot of people that deal in Bitcoin, so I can respect the hustle. But yeah, Pete gave you some good little jewels. Take it and use it as you may. I am King David. What I gotta say to y'all, man, I hope y'all had a wonderful week. I hope next week's gonna be wonderful. I leave you guys with nothing but positivity, inspiration, and good vibes to take into the next week. And I hope you accomplish everything that you set out to accomplish. But we're gonna go ahead and end this show. We will holler at y'all. Peace.